Huh. Nice. So that is very short. I know why. This is backwards. Let's see if it wasn't backwards. Well, it's on top. Seems sturdy enough. Okay. I had to go make sure what I'm 3D printing is printing out okay. Oh my god. Wonder if there's any color that I have that's a bit more appropriate, like orange, red, instead of me having to mix it. Orange fire. Hey, what's up, Francois? Trying to find flesh, not really. Blood red. Nope. That might be my only scarlet red. Squid pink. Warlord purple. Man, these things are unmixed. Gory red. Hot orange. I need to look at those colors, see if they're my kind of color, my kind of red. I know I did bring an orange up here for the transition on Gilliman's blade. Let's see. Where'd that be at? Orange fire. So, let's put this one back. It's red. Alright, well, we got two options. I've got two options. Someone's got two options. Where's that? 7-Eleven. This one is not quite over there. Over here. Okay. Alright, let's take a look at those two reds. See what's come closest to the orange that I want it to be. Let me grab my example guy. Let's see. So I'm painting Infinity models because I have a tournament coming up this weekend. Oh, this looks like a actual failed print. Huh. Yet I did not notice that. Well, I guess these are going to be my great example models then. This is looking a little maybe under the red. This is looking a little bit too red. Okay, let's give the darker red a chance first. This is not too bad. A bit more red than I thought it'd be, but not too bad. Try the other one. That's probably more like it. More true orange, but still red enough. Now let's try mixing those two because one's not red enough, the other one's too red. I did order some official O12 models, so I'm going to be painting those as well. As a matter of fact, yeah. That looks closer to it. So let's let it dry. Let's see. Didn't realize those were effed up models. I need to print two more out because I have two of the same colors over here, and I guess I want a slight variety. Go ahead and grab the other guy, another person, for as an example of what the helmet is supposed to look like. There we go. Let me go ahead and use my official paint for now. And this is a custom paint color because I made it by mixing. So special. Move that out the way. This one is another test model to paint. Put this out the way too. my red, my orange, reddish color. Is that wet enough? Okay, I think that might be wet enough. Alright. A color that will never ever be made ever again. It's a one-of-a-kind color. No one will ever get the mixture right, not even me. As a matter of fact, let's paint this color on this model right next to. Yeah, that is definitely. That is definitely a different color by far. But I guess I need to switch up my orange. When I get some more models, I can't be using that color that I made because it's just I don't think I could recreate it per se. I just don't feel like it. I'd rather stick to a color. As a matter of fact, let's drop this one orange here. Maybe the orange I'll use. Maybe I'll switch to magenta. Magenta and blue. Or find out what magenta is a what do you call it too? What magenta is adjacent to in terms of the color spectrum. And then I'll paint the. You know what? Let me look that up right now. Color wheel. Here we come. Alright, where's magenta? Magenta's more purple, so green. Really? I don't know if I'll go green though. I don't like green. Here we go. Maybe with a little bit more options in this one, perhaps. So I already have blue, and I already have violet / purple. Red and green. Yellow, green, Maybe I do. I already have yellow though. I need orange. Orange and blue. Good lord. The color wheel seems to be out of options. Like it seems like it has limited options. All the other colors are just too adjacent or too close to other colors. And green I don't even want to do. Green and red though. Let's see what this looks like without. And this thing is so thick. Let me add some flowy to it directly. Francois, what are you working on? I guess what is your current project now? That's not too far apart, actually. So thick. Fine detail works on what model? Man, this thing is so thick. That is why I bought it. Oh, I see. I get it. Usually me, it's not great detail on a lot. If there's ever a great detail, it's usually one thing. But a bunch would be corrections. a lot of a lot of missed spots, a lot of things that you have to patch up and stuff. That's me. All right, that orange is really, really deep. I guess I should go green, magenta. I kind of like Torchlight's color though. All right. Do I have any hair in the other models? I do not actually. Well, I do actually. Never mind. It's white hair though, so I guess we are going with. I missed the spot. How did I do that? Looks like I'm gonna go double on the blue here. Forgot that spot. Corrections. Okay. I guess she will be blonde hair. Blonde-haired mechanic. Okay. Let's add a bit yellow on the palette here. I guess I need to let's change the palette somewhat often instead of constantly trying to save it. Going to need gunmetal too. I guess I'll have to wait with gunmetal because just cause. We should have did the underside of this yellow pink first. Might have came out a little bit better. What's going on in the back there? Is that a bun or is that? What is that? The yellow turned out pretty good actually. Alright, that looking good. Don't have the gray over here. Do it later, maybe. Okay. Actually, I think we'll go over black first to get all the tactical stuff out the way. So everything has to be tactical black, you know, it's the only way to be tactical. I guess I need to get some more, I need to buy some more dropper bottles. Put some of these big things into those small ones. And this song is very familiar. Infinity models are so tiny. They're 28 millimeters, I believe, or maybe 25. And it's all pewter. Going back to the 3rd, 4th, and 5th edition of 40K. My God. I already have someone who just got into it, and they're already kind of complaining about one of the models that they have. One of the models they have is, I'm trying to find something that's about its relative size, but it's a little smaller than this big chunky thing. It's somewhere between these two sizes, and it's made out of pure pewter, and it keeps coming off the base, and it keeps destroying other models inside this little case, because the case is like one that you hold sideways, but you lay it down flat, of course, to open it up, and it's just wrecking crap. Let me label this slow dry. Oop, shit. olden times, here we come. Ice itchy. Oh. Hey, what's up, Alfonso? By the way, how did that work out? I remember you asking me something. I can't remember what it was. Oh, nice. Can't see in that little area there. And have you assembled them ready? Ah. Well, you can create your own, or you can choose one from the few that are out there, or be a second, third, or fifth, or 100th founding. Ah, why those? Why one of? Why those two? If I could speak English. I'll say this: yellow. Good luck with that one. Yellow is considered to be one of the nightmare colors to paint. Salamanders, though. I'm not sure if anyone said anything about the green color. I have yellow on my, what do you call it? I have yellow on my Tau. And if you base coat it, like this is, I have yellow here on the head, but it's base coated white, and it actually goes on there really good, nice. So with the white base coat and you paint it without painting anything underneath it, it seems to be good. But with my Tau, I just paint the whole thing purple because it's majority purple. And whenever I try to paint yellow over purple, it's a dark purple, it struggles. And then I have to use a technique. And you have to use a technique that I have to paint pink underneath it first, and then paint it yellow. There's a few people who play. Well, I guess in your side it could be different. Yeah, dude, no, I actually like Imperial Fist rules. I just don't like the strategy. Some of the stratagems. Some of their stratagems are really good. Who's the Imperial Fist rules? What are they considered? I want to see if we're thinking of the same thing here. So which one's the Imperial Fist one though? Yeah, for sure. I mean, it will definitely help in what you need to buy. But then again, you should buy a little bit of a little bit of everything, kind of. Not everything, but a little bit of a lot of things. Hey, what's up, Troy? Is there a battle box? I know there's not. Apparently, I mean, if it makes it cheaper, for sure. Not for Space Marine. The only one in Space Marine that's launching is Dark Angels. They've released the spoilers for it already. Tau is pretty good if you need heavy hitters. Who else? I can't remember. Oh, the Imperial Knights is apparently not as good anymore. Still a pretty good value box, I think. But I don't know how much it is though anymore. I don't know how much those boxes are. I don't know, man. Play what you want. I would not suggest selling or trading your models, just because I'd suggest just keeping them. Only because you never know, you might want to go back to them sometime. Like a person that I play with, he's already went full circle while I'm alive. He sold his Tau, he sold his sisters, he sold his Dark Angels. I mean, he just sold essentially everything and then went right back to getting... He's always had an army, kind of. But it's always incomplete because he pays someone to assemble them and to paint them. and he's always had a substitute. The Tower Combat Patrol was fantastic. Well, it's not really like the Tau is not the Tau box is not. I wouldn't say it's a great startup. It's a great filler. Like it's great to own. Like if you have like a combat, but the older combat patrols, buying that one is amazing. But you can't. Actually, you can consider you just need a warlord and that's all. Buy 3 of those things. Boom! You got a full squad of broadsides, full 3 ghost kills and 3 riptides. I have 2 riptides and 3 ghost kills. I bought 2 battle boxes, and then the 3rd ghost kill I bought from a person, Josh, that sold his Tau and now is getting back into it. And I bought the riptide off of him for really cheap because he didn't really need the riptide, so I was like, I'll take the riptide, I'll pay, but I had a strict limit on how much I'm willing to pay for it, because it's not something I needed per se. I never really intended to run 3 of those guys, but with Cao Yun the way it is now, and the ability for ghost kill or perhaps stealth units and Shadow Sun to just up and get out and then deep strike right back in anywhere, that is really good. But I want to play Retaliation Cadre just because you can drop within 3 inches of something and freaking crisp it to death. +1 to strength and +1 AP if you're within 6 inches. And Retaliation Cadre can do that. Not transformation to every guard, but 40 soldiers or less remains no chance to do. But the thing is, though, what you understand is that it's not always like that. There are many times where those 30 Cadians will survive 3 to 4 rounds and they'll tie up Terminators. Yes, I mean, like Cadians can potentially clog Titans because Titans can only kill so much, and if you have so many there, it'll tie up that Titan for a long time, or tie up any big units really. And plus, you know, it's all based on roll. If the dude rolls hot, it doesn't matter how many units you got. It doesn't matter what your saves are. Unless your rolls are garbage, like mine is. The tournament I played in, as a matter of fact, this past... Actually, Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. Oh my god, my first match was against World Eaters. No Angron, though. And my rolls were the worst I've ever seen them. And we only got to round 2, amazingly. And he was rolling pretty dang good with his saves, like really good. A lot of 6s feel no pains and occasional 5-up feel no pains. Like he'd roll 3 6s to feel no pains. I'm like, what? And then he'd have a 6-up save and he'd roll pretty much a lot of 6s too. I'm like, good lord. I had full rerolls to hit into wound against something, and he nearly saved them all. And my rerolls to wound was terrible. I punched a rhino and just got it. Because it was on an objective and I need to get on it anyway. But even with that though, I was kind of close to wiping him off the board. I was wise about what I was targeting. So, but we ran out of time, and oh my god, my rolls were just so bad. I think he won by like 20 to 30 points over me. Because once the time was up, we left our units on the spot, and the only thing the units can do at that time, there's no movement, no attacking. You just perform actions essentially, meaning that you know, you draw your secondaries, discard ones, always discards ones that you can't do by performing an action, and complete and whatever objectives you have, you score that every round. It's just a way to get a scoring going, because the round's over with, and might as well just tally up the score. I think he would have won either way, but I think the match would have been closer had we able to finish out the what do you call it? The game. The second round, I went up against Imperial Knights, and I went up against Imperial Knights, and he had the also buy a Demon Prince on eBay for $30. It's cheap. It's a mess. A lot of glue around. I want to remove glue paint. Remember that's what I think you talked about maybe last time about glue removal. I showed you the Star Bond. But anyways, so I went up against Imperial Knights. The guy was just slow to come out. I shot off a couple of his knights with my ballistas. I rolled terrible with my ballistas too. I swear it's me, not my dice. And then he had one of his big knights go in the middle, and I got Guilliman to go up to him and almost one punch man that Titan. The reason why I say almost one punched it is because he did kill the Titan, but the Titan had 23 out of 24 wounds left whenever Guilliman got up to him. Hey, what's up, Randall? And then Guilliman he went with the Power Fist, and I did Honor of the Chapter, which allowed me to get Lancing, means I get +1 to wound, and 1 more AP. So I punched the knight with a Strength 14, but I was wounding on 2s, AP normally 4, but 5 because of Honor of the Chapter. So he hit literally, that knight had no saves except for the Feel No Pain, the 6-up Feel No Pain he had. And I did 28 wounds, so I hit with everything, and I wounded with everything, which was 28 wounds he had to save. He saved 5, and which cost exactly 23 wounds to blow up the Titan. If he had full health, Guilliman couldn't have done it, but luckily enough, I pipped one, I scratched the paint somewhere. And I blew up the Titan with Guilliman in one run. He was a little bit upset about that. He said he could never beat Guilliman or whatever. Sounds like a 40k butt kicking when it doesn't matter how well the battle formation you play. You can't even hit them with the roll. Exactly, Troy. Yes. Dude, it was pretty bad. And then that second round, I beat him like, I don't know, 72 to like 30 something. He wiped. I kind of had a bad play, not bad play. I kind of exposed my scouts. He went first and blew up one of my scouts. And that kind of sucked because I used my scouts to score and infiltrators to score too. Actually, in that round, I didn't keep my infiltrators in the back because, you know, he had no deep strike and have no way of coming in from the rear, so I was comfortable at sending all my guys up, you know, my infiltrators forward to hold objectives right away, force them to kind of come out and play, and to try to, you know, countercharge or at least shoot them. He had some bad plays too, though. Vindicare Assassin, dude, they are scary now. I don't have my official old model of the Vindicare. I probably do, actually. Here it. Yep, I do have him. Here it is. He's so black. Probably won't be able to see that because he matches the background all the time. Well, I think they're cool. Hold on, let me... So here's the old Vindicare Assassin. The first time they came out. It's so weird. The new models look really cool, especially the one that's special from GW, where it's standing on top of like a tower or something, and they ignore they ignore loan op, man. So even if you have loan op, they say no. I ignored that rule. I will still shoot you. So they are kind of rough. Characters with loan up are not safe around the Vindicator. He has a really long range shot. He can practically one-shot characters. Let's see if there's anything else black that I need to paint on her. Nope. Yeah, it's an old school one. I do like the new ones look a little bit better. Here, I guess I have almost all the old assassins except for one. Do I have the other one over here? I don't think. Nope. I guess I left the other one in the other room. I need to go find it. So it's the old. Oops. So this is the old Eviscerator, I think. Evisor Assassin, I believe that's what they're called. So I cut off her foot in a sense because she had the, I don't think I have an example, but she has a bar on his foot so that you slide it into a slot on a base. I don't have the base either, but I just cut that off and I just, did that for her. Calidus, okay, yeah. Then of course the, Vindicare Assassin. I absolutely love them. Then I also have the one that uses drugs a lot. The one is just carrying around a lot of drugs with them. Eviscerator? Nope, that's not the word. I know there's the anti-psyker one, which I never had that model. Trying to see if I have that other assassin with me. I think it's in the other room. The older editions look so 40k in design. Eversor, yes. Just the anti-psyker one is the... I can't remember what the anti-psyker one was called. I don't really use them. And the Eversor used to pop up and outright kill a model and replaces the model and gets the entire squad into close combat. I believe that was her ability at one point. It's like that's cheating. Just kills a model and then boom, she's there. Yes, it's considered to be allied forces. If you have the, is it music over with already? If you look at if you have the app on your phone, you just go ahead and create a Space Marine, or if you were to have one, go to it. Just go to, I think it's called like Other Allies or something like that. And then you'll see, I think the Imperium? I'll take a look. Hold on, let me get this real quick, and I'll take a look. I ran the chick that I have over here. I forgot what her name is again already. Calidus, because she was able to tax people from a distance. Now you have to be within 12 inches, and she says everything within 12 inches costs, X amount more. It's still not too bad, because it makes everything cost more, but she has to be within 12 inches of it, which is very plausible with her because she deep strikes. Let's see. Get the Warhammer 40k app, and if you go down to Allied Units and go to Imperial Agents, so yeah, Allied Units. If you look at the top, it says Allied Units, and then you have Eversor Calexis. That's the other one. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you can have the Death Watch kill team. Oh, Grey Knights. Imperial Rhino. What? Oh, God dang it, it's locked. I guess I need to get the Inquisitor's Codex. I may run these guys. I might run I might run Death Watch in these let's see, hold on. Okay. I might run Death Watch in my Inquisitor list just to make it easy. It's like I have all my Space Marines already, why buy new models? Or either that, I'm gonna freaking 3D print what I need just because I don't feel like buying like 100, that's not even close. I don't feel like buying like $600 worth of models. I don't even know what I'd want to run. Like so, most of the what do you call this, attachment, it's like too hyper specific. I think the Imperial Navy is kind of generalistic, and I think the Xenos one is actually pretty good just because there's only, in a sense, two factions that you don't get the benefits on, which is Space Marine, Imperial, in a way, Loyalists and Chaos. Chaos Space Marines specifically. Not the, well, actually, you don't even get it against demons, I don't believe. I don't know. But anyways, you get what I'm saying. It's like there's much more Xenos options out there. Why not use that and just hope that your opponent is Xenos instead of like, well, darn it. Oh yeah. As a matter of fact, if I would have played the Death Watch Arm Imperial Agents this past tournament, I'm trying to think here. There would have been no rerolls because there was two world leaders. There was me as the Ultramarines. There was Anvil Siege Force, another Space Marine. There was Imperial Knights, and then there was I think Black Templars. Everyone was Chaos or a Loyalist. It was crazy. There was no Xenos in that tournament. It's a small one. I was honestly amazed at how small that was. There's one armor that I get in. I get in Lowe's a long time ago. It was from the Imperial Guard, but I don't remember the name. They are no longer made, but they're like Sand Warriors. Oh yeah, I do remember them. I forgot what they're called. There was barely any models of them too. I know what you're talking about though. Like I would love, like if I was gonna go Imperial Guard, man, I love the Cadian look, but I want to be so much of a meme-ish that I want to run. I forgot what they're called, but essentially they're like they look fancy. They wear like shiny shoes and stuff. And according to at least the one lore guy that I listened to, they say they care more about shining their boots than fighting. That's like, hell yeah, that's my army right there. I mean, they do more than what I want to do, but you know, I'd much prefer to do whatever the other things than fighting. So sounds like me. Sounds like my roles, actually. I meant to say that. They do more rolling and not hitting anything than than anything else. Because they're too busy shining their shoes. That's why I miss so much. That's what will be my lore whenever I failed my rolls, like all the time. It's like, stop shining your shoes, damn it. You guys about to die. About to get eaten by world eaters. Or nids. Well, at least you look good when you die. Ostroyans. Actually, I could probably look it up and see. Hold on. It got me kind of curious. I think that's pretty close to that name, actually. But it's a Bricky that like lists. I just remember them calling them out, and he's the one that said it. I believe that's the reason why it's like, yep, that's the one I want. But I don't know if there's models out there like them. I've never seen one, so it might have to be like a 3D printed model of them. Let me see. Let me go take a look at them. I wonder if I can find a. It's kind of sad that they don't expand on like a wide range of models, but you know. Let's see, Imperial Guard. Oh, Astra Militarum, I meant. Images. What do we call it? Imperial Guard. Oh, regiments. There we go. Maybe that's the right thing to say or ask. Imperial Guard regiments. Ooh, there's a lot of them. Some of the most famous Imperial Guard regiments include Kydian Shock Troopers, Catachan Jungle Fighters, Death Corps of Creed, Armageddon Steel Legion. Is that them? No. Elysian Drop Troops, Talarn Desert Raiders. Is that what it is that you want? They're talking about. Yep. There you go. It's Tal Arn Desert Raiders, or Talarn Desert Raiders is what you're talking about. Just not receiving upgrade models. Oh yeah. Well, I hope they update the models pretty soon. It's double L, by the way. Tallarn Desert Raiders. Mordian Iron Guard. There we go. That's mine. Oh shit! They actually had models. Oh my god. Yeah, here you go. Yeah, that's the correct way. Yeah, I didn't think they had two L's. That's why I said Tal Arn. But yeah, Mordian Guard. They're so spiffy. The Mordian Guard are Imperial Guard regiment, originally from the planet Mordian, a harsh, unforgiving planet given to extremes. It was ruled by the Emperor's name by a body known as the Tetrarchs. Okay. The rule of the Tetrarchs was harsh, autocratic, and above all absolute, and necessary due to the planet's scarce and strictly rationed resources. This environment bred a regiment system dedicated to the chain of command and an iron discipline at all levels. The Mordian Guard are named for the renown of their iron resolve and their duty and unforgiving natures. As a result of formation, the Dark Imperium, the planet Mordium has been assailed by chaos. Oh man, I thought they were all about shining boots and stuff. I might not like them anymore. If they're like really like strict and stuff, that's okay, that's fine, but solo of brightly uniformed, perfectly formed soldiers who cut through the enemy ranks with precision volley and fire hedge of polished bayonets. There we go, polished. I like that. More of that, please. Even in the face of overwhelming demonic hordes of chaos, Iron Guard Regiment will stand their ground, striking down their foe with disciplined fire. If forced to withdraw, their lines will never break. They organize the support weapons into separate heavy weapon platoons, making use both of rattling snipers and sanctioned Seigers on the battlefield. Aw, nah, they sound too badass now. Yes, I mean, again, it's all about your local gaming. You could just count them as basic infantry troops, you know? We could have a full army of those guys and say they're just count as my battle line units. And you just follow the same rules as the, whatever your battle line units are. Or you say they're maybe the specialists if you want. But you can't, I would not suggest, well, maybe you can run them as battle line and a specialist unit. Like, I don't know what Imperial Guard has, because they look a little bit too similar. But if you can find a way to make them distinct from one each other, then you can probably do that. Again, it's all a matter of your local shop and the people you play. Like, dude, I bet you, well, at least I would be like, you say, hey man, can I play these guys? I'm like, hell yeah, shit, I remember seeing those guys. They don't make them anymore. I think they would look freaking cool. Especially the old models, man. Let me see, Italian. That is genuinely really sad. I hope they bring them back because they look really cool. Especially the art drawings. I'll say the squatty models, that's just about GW. GW back in the day. Dang, he's holding a bolter. Don't get me wrong, I kind of like the Commissar too. Whenever I charged Imperial Guard infantry, and I remember it's like, yes, I need them to break, and they did. All of a sudden, I'll execute one guy. I'm like, okay, and I automatically pass my leadership check. I'm like, what? I read that. I'm like, oh my god, that's super freaking cool. They fear the Commissar's bolter than freaking Space Marines. What the hell? That makes sense. That does not. The Angels of Death has nothing on that Commissar. Well, I've not really read the book or anything. I've heard that he's not. I don't know if he is or isn't dead. Did they officially say he was dead in the book? I don't know too much about Yarrick. I know that one of the orcs absolutely loves him though, and he became famous because of I believe was it Armageddon. Yeah, the Codex. It's what? I remember hearing some rumors. I just couldn't remember. I think also the other guy too that usually, or at least I assume, was always with the Yarrick, the big boy. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Well, he's now just a Commissar, I suppose, if you have this model. Commissar with a Power Fist. Gaskell or whatever his name is, Six Revenge or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, is it Gaskell? Gaskell absolutely loves him. I think he spared Yarick's life because he just loves the fight. I think it's. I heard that too. That Gaskell wants revenge for Yarick's death. Yeah, yeah. I heard the way he got his power fist was punching an orc and taking his arm as a weapon, taking the orc's power fist as a weapon, which is kind of like heresy. But I think Yarick has such a, you know, I won't say plot armor, but it's so favored that they'll let him have it. What prime should use on your? What do you mean, like what brand primer or what color primer? I mean, brand. I don't know what you have available, but I hear some people use Crayola. Make sure it says it sticks to plastic though. Uh, in terms of the color, professionals use black. Pros use black, and also the thing that people that work that you know talk to me about priming tells me that if you do black and you miss a spot, it'll be hard to see because it's dark colored. You know, it's black. And like this one with white, I do have to look and cover up, make sure every area is painted because white sticks out, but black kind of remains hidden. So, but also a lot of professionals use black as their primer. Because of my painting technique, I use white. So it's all up to you. You can get one of each and see what you like. A lot of professional painters like painting darker to lighter than lighter to darker. As a matter of fact, I think all the ones that I've watched, which is not a lot, but it's a pretty good majority of them that are quite very professional. So it depends on the technique you use. You can't use black if you use what do you call it? What do you call it? Hold on, I'm trying to paint and think at the same time. Man, what's the technique called? Well, the thing is though is you're going to be painting over the primer. So what's going to happen is whatever colors you have will be brighter. So you'll have a brighter color. If you have black, that's your undercoating, then it'll be darker in color. And what makes the paint shiny is whether you have matte colors or gloss, and also depending on your paint brand too will matter too. White is also the worst to clean up if you get color over splattered. Did one on heavy interception never again. Worse at cleanup if you get color over splatter. Not for me. Troy, white to me is very, because mind you, it's a base coat. So if you paint white and then you paint color over it, yes, absolutely, it's terrible. It sucks, but you know, that's why you get like the good white. And that's kind of the, the $1,000,000 question. Where is the good white? Especially yellow too. So that's going to be an issue with some colors that are, if you overpaint or whatever, cleaning up or painting over it's going to be always a problem. So it's not just a white thing per se, but it is worse for white. But when you base coat white, then you paint over it, none of my models is going to have white on it. So me painting over white, that's the way it should be. It shouldn't be white. Unless you're painting white scars and base coating white, you're pretty much halfway done. I don't know, I still paint white over white because the primer white is not a good white, I guess you could say. I wonder how I'm going to paint this suitcase. What else do I need to paint? So yeah, if you paint white and you paint over with another color, yes, it's terrible. But if you base coat white, you're supposed to paint it. Leaving it white would mean that either you meant it to happen that way, or if you painted over it, it should have been painted over in the first place. Unless you meant to left it white and then you paint over it, then, well, that's going to happen either way. The helmet is gunmetal. Okay, so I guess I will be not painting that then. Okay, I thought it was going to be a short stream because I took a nap right before I streamed because I was just so tired. Feel pretty good now, but there are a couple of other things I gotta do. Gotta do the blue tomorrow. Blue and gunmetal for tomorrow. Make sure that all the yellow that I got is painted over though, so that way I don't have to bring out this orange. Not GW main shocking white, their black sometimes more touch up. It's thick end streaks. I hate squads with the white chest. That wasn't too bad, even though it's fine. Yeah, I noticed that with a lot of white, honestly, dude. White's like just terrible at it. But there's tricks and stuff that you could do. Like, I think some people who paint white, they don't actually paint white. They paint like a very light gray, and it looks good. I think I've heard there's one brand of white because I looked up on YouTube the best white model paint, and I try to watch a lot of them because I want to get white. White's always been like really hard, white and yellow, but um, oh, that's only semi-opaque. But this is the yellow I want to use. So in order for me to use this yellow, I would paint either unbleached titanium and then that to kind of lighten up the bottom to allow the yellow to come through. But pink apparently is better. I actually need to test that. I need to paint pink in this and then paint yellow over it to see which yellow I like better. But yeah, I mean, with my, I don't have my town model, and I think I scrapped them anyway. Um, I paint the entire model purple because it's majority going to be purple anyway. And I don't fine detail because purple doesn't need to be fine detail. Fine detail comes after majority of the paint's done, and then you fix up or at least for me, then you do the fine details. You just paint over the old paint. Now, had it's about Marines, I mean, think about 140K. Different doctrines. Well, space salamanders care more about humans for sure. They care the most. Ultramarines would come second on that one. But I think salamanders absolutely, from what I heard, absolutely hates elves. Or, sorry, Eldari. Touch Up had 20 years black on white thick layer. After 20, it cracked up and yellowed. Like done yesterday, yeah. Salamanders, if they hurt, they can. Yeah, everyone's a little bit different, of course. I mean, I'm a little bit more practical in terms of like humanity. Of course, save as much of humanity as possible, but don't be foolish and try to save them knowing it's a losing battle. Salamanders will do that. They'll foolishly fight even if it's a losing cause. Ultramarines, like, it's not they don't care about, like Gilliman needs to go and teach all of his sons about, it's like, dude, you're going to be the rulers for these people, don't be so heartless. And a lot of the Ultramarines are pretty heartless. And one thing, actually, one of the stories I remember hearing was Marneus Calgar. Uh, there was a revolt going around in Ultramar, right? And let me pause the music because I can think. So there's a revolt going around, and Marneus Calgar was in charge of putting it down. He put it down, and he was disappointed. He wasn't disappointed that they rebelled against them. He was disappointed that they rebelled so poorly. He was more upset that they did it bad, that the rebellion was so badly done, than the fact that they rebelled. The reason why being, he said, is because the reason why he's upset that they rebelled so badly was because these are the guys they have to come to for recruits. And if they're doing this pathetically, what can we expect from our recruits? Don't throw them in jail. Go re-educate these guys so they can do it better. Something like that, basically. It's freaking hilarious. It's like, wow. How bad do you have to rebel for Calgar is not upset because you rebelled, but because you rebelled so bad. It was one of the Neuro books with Gilliman and the Plague Wars, I believe it was. But and it's actually one of the shorts I watch. Uh, I need to grab some this. If I, as a matter of fact, let me find that Shores kindergarten. I wish you can kind of play a video, but I cannot. I guess that's kind of no good. Now let me take a look real quick for that video. It's a short too from YouTube. Um, Calgar Rebellion. Oops. No. Hmm. Man, boy, when you're pulling up Calgar, it's all about the Space Marine 2 Calgar now. Where is it at? Good lord, I can't remember what was the name of that God, what was the name of that YouTube channel? Uh, Whoops. Ultramar Uprise Calgar. Was a short. And plus I like Robuti Gilliman's attitude. Man, I know you know what I am going to let's see. Let me find it on my phone. I know I linked it somewhere. It's probably gone, honestly. Let's see. Empty coal trains left the depot just now, and rear push locomotive had its bells on. Was it? Even a few top painting guys on YouTube will recommend Armor Painter White, thinking it was. I think it was. No, it was a different kind. I can't remember what the white was. At least for the one I was saw about Emperor, he hates that everyone looks to him like a guy because he was like, sure, it was alive. I'm pretty sure. Alfonso Sar, the Emperor by himself. Yes, his intent was not to. The thing is, though, is that I don't know. There's been a lot of speculation that maybe the Emperor was trying to be the more powerful god, and all this was kind of a plan to make him the most powerful god, to where he can wipe out the other gods in the warp and be the only god. You know, it's kind of like reverse psychology kind of deal. Let me see. Man, I don't. Well, I don't think I'm able to find it. But yes, anyways. Um, So yeah, what was it? Yeah, I think the Ultramarines don't see the Emperor as a god, and they know it, and that's something that I think Gilliman has instilled in them too, because it was meant to be an empire created where there was no belief system. Everything was based on facts, logic, and science, and all of that. And and I believe the book that they follow is actually from like Erebus or someone from the White Word Bearers. And but Gilliman can't put a stop to this because it's just so ingrained in them. So as to kind of slowly do away with it, but right now he has more important things to deal with than, people believe in him as a god. But Gilliman, at least from the Plague Wars, ooh, that might be a good hint. Oh, Plague Wars, Uprise Calgar short, maybe that. Anyways, from the Plague Wars, they Gilliman starts to question whether the Emperor is actually a god or not now. Used to be he didn't think of him as a god, but with all the things that has happened during the Plague Wars book, Gilliman's questioning it now because of, what happened to him whenever he fought Mortarion. Um, what else? All the people that are believing in him. His experience, I guess, whenever he went to go see his father for the first time in 10,000 years. Wow, I cannot find that one. Hmm. The Grace Twist. Grey Knight? But yeah. Uh, well, anyways, the Emperor being a god and all that, maybe it's a speculation that some lore people say. Like, maybe this was all a plan to make him the strongest psyker or strongest god there is, because obviously the belief in things manifests gods and makes them stronger. The more followers they have, the stronger they are. So, um, and you have actually potentially, yes, the custodians are like, I don't know what the equation is. Some people say like it takes 10 Space Marines to fight a custodian, and or like 10 guardsmen to fight one Space Marine, or 100 guardsmen to one Space Marine. But they're, yeah, the hierarchy is of course guardsmen, Space Marine, Grey Knights, I believe, and then custodians, then Primarchs above them. But it's kind of inconsistent in the lore because, again, I listened to this one book where where I believe Gilliman was in a room with, I think, 10 other Space Marines, or maybe 8, and he almost died, but he did kill all of them, and he was mostly fine. But he was unarmed and caught by surprise, so maybe that's the difference. He didn't have any weapons on him, and he trusted it because he thought there were Ultramarines, but no, there weren't. There were apparently World Bearers wearing Ultramarines armor. You got to have faith in. But Tau might have a god. I believe it actually manifested in a Plague Bearer ship against a Plague Bearer captain. Because I think because while Taos don't have whatever the juice, not juice, it's whatever it is that they need to be seen in the war, but they've accumulated so many humans that they also believe in the Taoist philosophy of the greater good, and maybe the humans are manifesting a Tao god for them. And what is it? I think whenever the plague bearer saw this god, it had like human-esque features and Tau-esque features, and I can't remember. It's been a little bit. I forget which Tau book it was. It was the one with Shadow Sun in it. I had the audio book, but anyways, it manifested in that. Yeah, I got it. Let me look at my library here. Where's my library? Shadow Sun, the Patient Hunter. I believe that's the book. I have the two other Farsight books, but I think it's Shadow Sun, the Patient Hunter. And yeah, that's where Shadow Sun, I believe, may have seen it too, potentially. Like it kind of showed up a little bit, if I remember correctly. Like where everyone in that Tau area that's being fought by the Plague Marines. Oh, let me click on it. Uh, uh, Shadow Sun. Alright. Yeah, where she's fighting the Death Guard with her forces. Oh yeah, hidden our trusted treacherous leader, the Civil War streamers. Who defy the laws of physics, who shatters logic, the Shadow Sun holds so dear. Yeah. So yeah, the Death Guard saw it. I think some of the Tau people saw it. I forget how it was described, but again, there's a short out there that also explained it a little bit. Anyways, I do have to call it though. So I try to stream every day around 4 to 4:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I try to stream for at least an hour, so I can get my Infinity models, my 40K models, my MCP models, which I don't have anyone over here because they're all in the box still. My Underworld models, which I don't have anywhere here too because they're in a box. And maybe Kill Team if people starts playing that again, because I do still have my Kill Team with me. I try to paint all those. I have a lot to go. And I did order some Infinity models, some official ones. And those are going to be pain to paint because they're 100% pure pewter. And it's going to suck. I hear that the Emperor, they were made to only control Terra. Once that happens, they're no longer in use. There's also history that there was one considered that he was. Hear that the Emperor, they were made only to control Terra. Well, there were, I don't know, there were his personal bodyguards. It's considered that he was. I don't know. I mean, maybe in strength, but Emperor's probably like psychic might was so much better too. Strength of sanguinity. I can't even say that name. Anyways, I do have to pause right here. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. Thumbs up, the sign down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all in the next vid. See ya in Falzo.